Hi, I'm Perry Atkinson, General Manager here at theDove. Hey, check out our other videos and check out our website at thedove.us. Welcome back. Well, as you know, our legislature in the state of Oregon has voted to go into special sessions, or what they call even year sessions, for about a period of 5 weeks. And so the first one of those is well underway. And Dave Dotterrer is up there, and he's got a unique position. Dave has been selected by the Republican House and the Republican Senate caucuses to represent budget issues between the two chambers. And so he's been up there on a steady basis, not to mention the fact that he's also a candidate for Senate, for the state Senate from Southern Oregon. So Dave, good to see you again. You're still alive, taking in oxygen?
I am. It would be nice to know when we're going to finish and when we're going to get out of here, because I am ready to come home to beautiful Southern Oregon again.
I don't blame you. Any indication when that might happen?
Yeah. Well, by the Constitution, we have to be done on Sunday, and people have said, "Hey, we're not working a weekend here. You know, this is we've got other things to do." So we'll kind of see. I think we might be able to get done by Friday, but there's a lot of chaos.
All right. Now, I saw where the House apparently saying some kind of a compromise on this medical marijuana distribution. The cities can opt out until May of 15. What in the world's that all about?
You know, this is ridiculous. I mean, the bill that was being pushed by everybody was you know what? They ought to have this is local control. This is about giving them certainty. And so instead what we've done is we've made what is essentially not a policy compromise, we've made a political compromise. And they can only opt out for the next year. Well, at the end of that year, we're going to be right back where we are right now, probably going to court. And so, you know, they need finality. But, you know, the larger issue here, Barry, is this is what this session has degenerated into. You know, if you put a bunch of politicians in a room with not very much time and not much actual work that needs to get done, what it degenerates into is posturing for the next election and political gamesmanship. And that's what we're seeing here. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's no transparency for the people. This is drama queen stuff. I mean, we're seeing right now, with only a couple of days left, supposedly, in the session, we are seeing major amendments to bills, controversial bills, that, like the marijuana dispensary bill, that completely change the intent and the direction of those bills. And there's other ones out there that are being kicked around, but you know, this is just kind of this is the way this session has gone, and, as I say, degenerated into.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you think any good legislation will come out of this session? Anything serious? Anything constructive? Well,
you know, they are going to, in fact, rebalance the budget and make some changes to it. And I don't, right now, yesterday, the Republicans finally were given a summary of what the Democratic co-chairs had decided or have decided. Of course, no input from the minority party at all in this piece. And we got that yesterday, and it looks like it's going to be pretty much it doesn't look like there's a lot of big changes on it. There are those tweaks. Well, that's why we have this session, and that's okay. So yeah, there's going to be good things like that come out of it. And there's some good bills that have come out of this session. But they're bills that are fairly very obvious, and they're very bipartisan. And so therefore they're not controversial, and they're not particularly complex, but they're just little things we needed to do.
Okay. Anything with the gun bill? Did that go anywhere, or is that DOA?
It's never. That's one that I was about to refer to. Was the gun bill as it was originally put forward is dead, but now it's morphed into something else. It's morphine. Let me put it this way: it's morphing into something else. Is the better way to put it, you know. And so we got to see. So the answer to the short answer to your question is no. It's never dead, because we're still here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think what I'm hearing you say, Dave, wake up, Hawks. The last couple of days could be pretty interesting as they try to shove some things through.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, when you get to the end of a session, you start making, again, political compromises, not policy compromises. And you have the 1 hour notice, and you have the last minute pieces where people really don't have a chance to have input to this process because there's just not enough time.
Okay, let me come back to that marijuana bill just for a moment, Dave, because it went through the Senate, pretty much didn't go anywhere. It gets to the House, or it goes through the Senate, gets stripped, goes to the House, gets resurrected. Now it's compromised in the House. So what happens now? Where does this thing go?
Well, it will now go back to the floor of the House in this quote compromise, and the answer was that yesterday it was on the House floor. And people were trying to bring it forward and say, look, let's pass it as it is right now. Let's not send it back to committee to make these changes. And one of the Democrats on the floor said, well, we really need to send this back to committee one more time to make, quote, smart changes to it, smart amendments to it, to which somebody asked him, so define a smart amendment to the bill. What are you talking about here? So they made this change, which again is a political compromise. And so now you have what would be classified as, or was a very, very good bill that came originally out of the committee unanimously on the House side, would have passed on the House side, and now it's been changed, and it's just not the right. It's no longer the. I guess I thought about it a little bit, and I thought, you know what, this is a stupid compromise.
Yeah, well, it certainly sounds like it. So, do you think it has a chance to see the light of day?
Oh, yeah, I think it will. You know, the consensus is that this will now pass because it's the, quote, best we could do. You know, I mean, that's the political reality of this, Barry. I mean, it's, you know, you push for a position. Now, the good news is this. When it left the Senate, it didn't have the proscription against marketing to kids. And that, in fact, was put back in and is still left in the bill. So, okay, so something good did come out of it. We are not there is the prohibition of marketing marijuana to children, which was not in the Senate version. That's a good thing. So let's take our victories.
Yeah. So
again, that's okay. I'm all right with that.
All right. What else going on? You see, you're alarmed.
Well, you know, I will say this. You asked me last week about the referendum title change bill.
Right.
I just checked on that one, and everybody says that one is dead.
Okay.
If it's not buried, they're about to have a closed casket funeral on it, and that's a good thing because, you know, this was an assault on the Constitution and the will of the people. Right. So they were able to kill that bill. That's going on. The other thing that that is very, very clear, again, as we've talked about in the past, is by all means, whatever you do, don't raise Cover Oregon or Obamacare and put it on the table during this session. Whatever you do, don't do that, because we might have to hold somebody actually accountable for what's been going on, and people might start asking embarrassing questions. And you know, again, this is not what true leaders do, but you know that it's an accountability issue. So again, that's a problem, because we are seeing that, you know, there's now allegations out there that there's been major mistakes made in enrollments, including with, quote, undocumented immigrants being enrolled inappropriately. Wonder what. Now let's kind of run that one through your filter. Let's see, undocumented immigrants. Who's that getting Oregon health care? So,
well, didn't the governor, Dave, just like yesterday, admit that this thing's a failure?
Well, yeah, he all but did. Not quite, but he all but did admit this. And so this is way more than an IT project, a failure. I mean, way more than that, because you're just seeing major problems with this. We're getting feedback now that families are being enrolled, but they're being split apart. So one member of the family is on one program and one member of the family is on another program, and it's just becoming a mess. So, well, you know, but again, we're not going to hold any hearings up here. We're not going to look into what went wrong, either on the executive side or on and more importantly, what should we have done on the legislative side.
Yeah. Well, Well, hang in there, pal. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully you can get out of there this weekend, and then take a couple days off. We'll have you in the studio, and you can recap all your fun moments.
Thank you. Boy, am I really looking forward to recapping all my fun moments.
I'll buy the coffee for you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Dave. All right, Dave Dotterrer from Salem there at the Capitol. We'll be right back.